Hi, this is Kenya K. Stevens. I am going live today to talk to you about how to tell your friends, your family, your community, your extended family, your children about your polyamory. Now, I just went live before and it did not work, so hopefully this is working. As soon as I see that one person has joined, hey, Akra, what's going on? I am also going to be sharing this video to my other pages. And let me see how I can do that. But we're going to talk wholeheartedly and fully about how to share your polyamory with your family and your children and your community. That's an important question. As you know, I am CEO here at Juju Mama's Love Academy, and we support long-term partnerships in opening their relationship in a safe, and I'll repeat, in a safe way. Okay, there are ways to open and there are ways not to do that. And so, ways to do that will work best. So I just got a call in. Are you still able to hear me in the same way? And is my volume okay? Give me a yes or a no, Aka. So let's get right into this. I've shared with you the mission here at Juju Mama's Love Academy. Please share this video with people who are struggling to say, how do I change? How do I tell my parents that I'm going to be polyamorous? How do I tell my children? Share this video with people who might need to know this information, okay? Hi, Roderick. Hi, Shawana. So in order to do this, the first thing you have to understand is ask yourself this question. What is the difference in sharing that you're going to be polyamorous with your parents and sharing that you're going to get a divorce? Anybody want to tell me the difference? I mean, what is divorce more acceptable, right, than actually going into a different kind of lifestyle, one that might better suit your needs and the needs and desire of your partner? Okay, what is the big deal about sharing with your parents and your community and those around you? What's the difference between sharing polyamory and sharing that you are gay or lesbian? Greetings, Debbie. Greetings, Cookie. Okay. So is it, I always ask my children, well, how many of your friends' parents are divorced? And they say, well, all my friend parents are divorced. I don't know any friends who have parents or who are together. So why has this culture accepted so much that, divorce is okay, but polyamory is not? That has to change. All right. And you will be on the forefront of shifting that. Okay, become an expert on the terms. That's my second piece of advice. When my parents came to me and when others in my family wanted to understand what was going on, even when we shared this information with our children, we were able to share with them the terms, the technology. What does polyamory mean? To love many people. Wow, there's nothing scary about loving many people. I was able to explain to my children that I love you and I love you, and I love you. I have 3 children. If I can love all 3 of my children, why can't I love 3 partners? So you have really logical conversations with those around you, and you learn the terminology, learn the difference between open relating, polyamory, and swinging. Okay, be able to share with your family that swinging is more about sexual liaisons outside the marriage, whereas polyamory is about having multiple real serious relationships that invite community into your life, okay, where you can share experience with other adults and other adults can support you emotionally, financially, sensually, physically, and with your family. Okay, it's similar to, oh mom, I'm going to hire a maid, or oh mom, I'm going to get a nanny. Okay, my nanny will be moving in to help us. That's the same way that I explain the fact that my husband has other partners to help us. Because I don't want to do everything that is necessary that one man needs on this planet. I can't do everything for him. I'm happy to share the load of nurturing a man with another woman. Good afternoon, Callie and Runako. Share my video. Hi, Robin. So we're talking today about how to share with your children, your family, your friends, other people in your community about your polyamory. And what I'm sharing with you is that you're going to be on a leading thought edge and you have to use critical thinking. You have to help them to use critical thinking. Okay, I just used the example. If I can love all three of my children, why can't I love three different people in terms of romantically? All right. You got to be willing to break the old pattern. My children really appreciated the concept of breaking a pattern. We tell them to go to school and be you, be a leader, be different. You understand? Don't follow the crowd. Don't do things just because your peer groups are doing them. Do what you think is best. Well, that's how I explained it to my parents. This is what I think is best. This is what I believe will support me in my life. You understand? And I get a little haughty. I say, well, whoever's paying my bills can talk about what I need to do and what I'm not going to do. But for now, I pay my own bills. But that's a whole different story. Don't get haughty like the way I did. But when I work with my private clients, I support them in this. The biggest thing that my private clients get, and I always say this, is a contract. If you have a contract, that means you have clearly delineated the terms of your open relationship or your polyamory. So when your extended family asks you about it, you can clearly let them know what it is and what it is not for you and your partner. And you can speak with intelligence and grounded wisdom, and wisdom that they probably will love to learn because their marriages didn't work out, if you noticed. I always find it interesting that you have a hard time talking to your parents about your relationship when your parents' relationship didn't work out. It's really like, I'm thinking, do we have a little schism in our thinking? Okay, because they're looking for alternatives and you have found one and you're going to share it with them. That's a privilege for them. All right. Roderick said people will say loving your children is different than loving another person. How so? We are intimate with our children. We're affectionate with our children. We have special love for each of our children and how they are and what they do. What Roderick may be saying is that it doesn't include sex. I think sex is the sticking point, right? But what you can say to your parents or community members or other people who wonder, how do you have sex with two different people at the same time? You just let them know the same way that you've had sex with 10 different people in your life, 20 different people in your life. Monogamy means I have sex with one partner for life. So your parents are not monogamous. Nobody that you know is monogamous. Most people have had sex with more than one person in their lifetime. If they don't believe you, look up the scientific definition of monogamy and let them know that most everybody is either serially monogamous, which means they sleep with lots of people, just one at a time, maybe. That's a slim amount of people. But you're going to let them know and let them know some stats. Say, mom and dad, 66% of marriages fail. 66% of marriages have adulterous affairs. 40% of marriages, are sexless. 55% of marriages will fail this year. So you got to use your stats. You got to have your P's and Q's together, and you have to approach it in a very intelligent and logical manner if you really care about what these people think. Shawana said our parents believed something was wrong with the other person and not the system. Well, our parents are wrong because there's nothing wrong with any of us. It's the systems that we're working to correct. I was doing a live this morning on Instagram and I said, you need a driver's license you have to have training to drive a car, but you don't need any training and any form of license to get married. You can just go apply for a marriage license. No training needed whatsoever. Explain these things to your parents. Explain that it's not the people, it's the system. What is the system of love? Nobody can really explain it. There's not one in Western culture. It's just willy-nilly. So, you really want to be able to explain this logically. But I was sharing that with my clients, my private clients. Some of them hire me to actually talk to their family and their children with them. And I did this with one of my clients about 1.5 years ago, and the children were grown. And then the children who were getting married, now they wanted to do polyamory. And they thought that it was a great idea. I don't know what we're afraid of when we think of sharing this with our friends and family. I really don't. Because it's the same as saying, I'm not going to work a corporate job. I don't believe I have to go to college. I'm already rich from whatever, YouTube, whatever you do. I want to do things differently than the last generation did. Why would we be afraid to do things differently and better than the last generation? I don't get it. Roderick is saying those same people will state sex makes it different. Good. Yeah, I understand that. And I just share with you how to explain that. All of those people who are criticizing you for having sex with multiple people, They've had sex with multiple people. They may not share who they've been with. If your parents have been together for 40 years or 30 years, they may not share who else they had sex with. But they had sex with others prior to marriage, sometimes during the marriage. So I forced my parents to get real, but maybe I'm a rebel. But I support my clients in bringing the contract and everything to talk to their community about this in an intelligent manner. And your children already understand this, baby. That's what you have to really understand. It's almost like how they understand the iPhone. They understand Snapchat. They can pick it up and you don't get it. Right? But that's because they are already on the next wavelength. This is it's the inevitable future. Okay, you cannot have a failing system go on and on for hundreds of years. It's going to implode. Okay, it's going to shift. It's changing. It's already changed. So it behooves you to educate your children and those around you on what is already is. You understand? So any more questions? Don't get defensive. Whenever your family or your friends ask you about polyamory or open relating, try not to get defensive with them. Because there's really nothing to defend. Any of their questions can be answered logically, and you have the stats to prove that the way that they're suggesting you stay in an old system is not workable. Okay, I said this morning, if the light bulb is not, every time you flip the light switch and a light bulb doesn't come on, you have to change the bulb. So, you can let them stay in their way of thinking, that's fine. But you can also rationally explain why it is that you're going to take a new step. I hope I'm not explaining this too matter-of-factly because I've done it for 14 years and I'm not afraid. Anybody can ask me any question because I'm not ashamed or afraid of my lifestyle. Okay? And I've supported thousands of people in doing that. Okay, so I do private coaching. You can find my links above. Let's talk for 60 minutes. See how you're doing with this and what type of support you need. Young children are even better to talk to about this. Wow, we tell them go to school, share. If you bring candy, bring some for everybody. We tell them all these things that but we're not going to practice that. Now, if you let them know about your poly, you're saying, I don't own anybody. I'm sharing. I'm open. I believe in unconditional love. Okay? I believe in no shame, no blames, no victims, no villains. We're advanced. That's what we are. So you should be proud of that. Debbie says family and friends seem to be concerned about STIs. How to handle that conversation? Oh, that's an easy conversation, Debbie. You tell them that you're always protected when you have sex. And in whatever way you protect yourself, that's true. Who has unprotected sex? I certainly don't. What does that mean to me? That's the question. Now, if they want to ask me that, we can go into that. But I tell my family I never have unprotected sex. Period. Okay? Kanisha, somebody is asking, Sam is asking, what is your take on one person wanting to share their spouse physically but not emotionally? My take on that is swinging. If you do not want to share your partner emotionally, then you have to look into swinging. That's a lifestyle where the protocol is such that is the case. You don't share your partner emotionally. Open relating and polyamory, you're sharing your partner emotionally. All right. Kanisha said, that's why we need to write a children's book. Absolutely. Shawana said, parents and elders continue to believe that the next generation is crazy. That they believed that when young people were listening to jazz. They believe that when young people are listening to this new music, this devil music called jazz or this devil music called hip hop, until the hip hop is in every national and international commercial, until the jazz is in every national and international movie. Okay, this is always how it goes until gay and lesbian and LGBT can, fight for their rights on the Senate floor. Okay, so this is a no-brainer. It's just the next wave. And if you're on top of it, you're on top of it. You don't want to get behind it because then you're taking a step back. Talk to me about why that's necessary. Any other questions? Yeah. And we got to break the old paradigm. You want to do things exactly the way your parents did? That's interesting. If you just feel like you need a nudge, you need a little bit of courage, you need some support, you need the right words, as I said, we can talk. Me, you, and your partner can talk. I deal with long-term committed relationships, those who've been together over 7 years, preferably who have children. That is my ideal client, and I work with you until you get this exactly how you want it. Okay? Devi, thank you for this question. If you share your partner emotionally but not physically, would that still be considered polyamory? I don't define polyamory as sharing physically and not emotionally. I think of polyamory as having full-on relationships that includes emotional and sensual and financial and whatever else you want to include outside of your primary partnership. All right? All right, Vicky said this has been going on. Yes, Vicky, it has. But see, in our community, especially in the community of African Americans, but really in the whole American or modern society, okay, on any side of the pond, what's been going on is a bunch of hiding and inauthenticity. And, you know, basically, I don't want to say this word lies. You understand? My parents taught me, don't say the word lie, say you fibbing. Don't say lie, say you fibbing. So I don't use the word lie that much, but absolutely this has been going on for a very long time. Robin said, Kenya, oh, thank you. Thank you. She says, I'm brilliant and brave for living my truth. I thank you for that. I just know that all of us are so brilliant and brave, and that's why we're alive at a time of change. You know, we incarnated this time because we're ready to make these shifts. And so I encourage more and more of you to get the support that you need, get your contract under you, get yourself visible with this, and support others. I mean, everybody needs support right now. These relationships are really, really tumultuous at this time. You can see that looking around at the news daily. Okay, so let's be the change. Thank you so much for listening, and do share my video with those who you think need it. And of course, use my links if you want to talk to me for 60 minutes to see if you're a good fit for JLA coaching. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.